And we are live. Oh, wait. Yep, and we're live.
We're live. Yeah, let me double check. Oh, yep, we are.
Heck yeah.
We are live. What's up, y'all? What's up?
What it do? With the E Money and D Star.
I am D Star in this thing. It's a beautiful, beautiful Friday. It's hot, but it's not that hot.
It's not. It's like one of those days where it's like it's hot out, but it's not so hot that you don't want to like slap your mom or nothing.
No,
you know?
you don't want to have no attitude. Mm-hmm. Bro, speaking of attitudes, real quick, I gotta tell you about what happened at the gym. Bruh. So like yesterday, I was working on my boy Julio, and this dude, in the gym, like that. There's just unwritten rules.
Yeah.
There's just unwritten rules. like going to the men's restroom, right? Like you don't go unless the stall is just right there and you really gotta go. If there's more stalls, you don't go to the next stall where the next man is. Like you're supposed to go in order.
You're talking like a urinal? Yep.
So there was personal space. So we had a gym, we were working out. And I'm in a space where it's kind of like, for two big people to like be in that same space or somebody to walk through is just too uncomfortable. Like you wouldn't do that. So this dude, he walks by, and I'm like, first time he walks by, I'm like, you too close, and you deliberately came this route, and you like knew you had to turn a certain way where like you sweating and I'm around but it felt aggressive. So I didn't think nothing of it first. So I was like, all right, bet. I said, let me see something. Because I said, all right, for sure. I'll be like, all right, my bad, man, if I've been away or something, But I was like, whatever. So he did it again. I was like, oh, so ain't nobody got no self-awareness, huh? So I said it loud. I said it loud so I know he has to be.
So he kept like bumping into you while
he ain't bump into me.
Okay.
Oh, he knew better.
Yeah.
Because I tell you what, because then I know he heard me because I was like, I wanted him to hear me. I was like, bro, let's be in the gym, and I ain't trying to look like no damn N-word, and I ain't trying to look retarded because ain't nothing happened, but I know what you're doing, bro. Yeah. So he did it again. So he huffing and puffing and shit. Like,
so is he trying to like get you to move? Is that what this is, or
I don't know what this dude's problem is, dude. But then, so I'm telling my boy, I'm like, look, bro. I ain't tripping, bro. I'm not tripping. I said, I'm gonna just cool off, cause there was other routes, and he kept taking this one route that I'm like, dude, and I'm like, why you keep coming
like
so
it's a passive aggressive thing?
Yeah. So then, bruh, why he do the same thing to Julio, going to the space? Like we in the space that he's trying to get in, but you can go around and it'll be easy because there was a pole there. He deliberately bumps into Julio. Ooh. The moment I looked, I was ready for the smile.
Yeah, you had to like humble yourself.
I ain't humble myself. No, I was like, bro, before I got to say something, he was like, "Excuse me." So nigga, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So but you said.
So you know what you did.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you said excuse me. So I said, man, let me go because he said excuse me. Because ain't nothing happened. So I'm not going to make a scene. I'm not going to do anything. But I'm going to make this little space known.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make this little space. I'm going to make you known. Like, bro, I'm at a point where I'm like, bro, I've had it with people. Like, I look at it like this. If you could deliberately be rude, right, in your day, and another person can deliberately be kind and, respectful to people, and that's going to get reciprocated back. So I'm going to reciprocate what you give back. Because I don't mirror that. I'm not saying, I ain't saying, like, oh, I'm going to like, oh man, like give it back in like in this maliciousness. I can transmute the energy, but I'm not holding on to this energy. You're not,
yes.
I'm not going to make.
You're not going to be a vampire and suck me dry because you're dry. And that's what that is, man. It's like, he was feeling shitty in that moment, so he's like, "I'm gonna make someone else's day."
Bro, he was a little red, steroided it up. I'm like,
bro, there it is.
You better, bro, get off. He probably got some old bathtub brew. That's the way his hormones and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, bro.
And that rich piano shit.
Man, look, bro. So man, look, bro. I gotta give a
Yeah, you're
We're
good.
just warming up.
Yeah, no, you're good.
We gotta give a moment of silence, bro, for a second. Dog, my boy. So okay, I met this dude in the gym a couple years back, and it was in the gym, and he had a big old MF, and he had a mohawk dreads, big white boy. So we'll speak every now and then, real nice. And everybody was like, man, that's a WWE wrestler. You know who that is? Like, nah.
Oh shit.
So one day we shot like, oh, what up, Bray? And so it's Bray Wyatt, and he was that dude. He was the dude. One of his first. I forget his character's name, but he had that creepy ass mask. With that white. It's a Halloween mask.
Stinger?
Not Sting, but his face looked like a stretched out version of Sting when he put on the mask. I'll have to pull up a picture. But like a superstar, I got action figures and everything, bro. Like cool. Superstar, he's a WWE superstar. Told me a lot of dark stuff in the industry, like dark shit. Like all I'm gonna say is your conspiracies are not conspiracies. Anywho, so I was supposed to train him because we were talking, bro. No shit. One day, this is where I felt honored in a sense. He was like, man, I was feeling down. We were talking. He was like, man, and we were just shooting shit. And he was like, bro, I was literally about to call CT Fletcher, bro, and you just happened to come around. And I'm like, what?
That's like the biggest compliment you could get, right?
Bro. Yeah. He was about to call CT Fletcher because to help him out or something. You know, he was going through some shit.
Like motivated. Yeah.
And then I saw him again. He's like, yo, take my number down, bro. I need you to train me, bro.
Whoa. That's pretty cool.
Then I found out yesterday, man, he passed unexpectedly, bro.
What?
36 years old.
36 years old.
Yup.
Wow.
I was like, bro.
What did it do unexpectedly? Like, did he have heart problems?
I don't know. They didn't say nothing yet.
Yeah, right. As he rolls his eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, y'all should be able to see. But yeah.
So whenever you say your conspiracies aren't your conspiracies, what do you mean? Or your conspiracies, are true.
Everything you hear about Hollywood, everything you hear about that.
And this is what he was telling you?
You know, he told me a lot of shit, bro. Yo, you know, like.
Are you allowed to talk about it? Or
no.
You signed an NDA?
Nah, we'll save it for another day.
You'll save it for another day. A rainy day.
Yeah, save it for a rainy day.
Today's too beautiful to talk about that.
Yes. I just want to give a shout out to him, man. I was like, damn, bro, that was homie for real, bro. We're supposed to do some work together, but it's all good.
That's crazy, man.
I will say.
Sometimes do you think that in life, like, you were meant to meet that person? And like, there's a reason you meant that. Maybe it was like a confidence thing, like, oh damn, I could train this dude, or whatever it happened for you. Well, however that impacted your life, do you feel that was supposed to happen? Like, you met him at the end of his life for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe it was like a reassertion of people, and that there's good people out there, type of deal. But I wonder if there was a reason for him being in your life.
All of us, bro. If we instead of being like the vessel that we always talk about. If we like
nothing, this, I'm everything.
Yup, yeah. And if you be the energetic force that you are, then you're gonna always, that magnetism is always gonna be where it needs to be.
Yeah,
right.
In flow, right?
Yeah, and even to make even more sense for people. You know how people were like, "Oh my God, the timing was so right." The timing was right because you was ready for the timing to be right.
Yeah, it's like you were ready for the opportunity. When it presented itself.
Because think about that moment the opportunity presents itself, right? And you think about it, you're like, damn, bro, like I've been in this space for so long, but I wasn't ready for that opportunity. But I wanted that opportunity when I started it, but then it gets presented to you now.
And now you're ready.
Because
you've gone through the trials and tribulations.
There you go.
It's like one of those things, you have to go through that first. Like, there's I was watching Tim Dillon, a comedian, the other day, and he was telling me how, or not me, he was telling on this podcast about how
he was telling you,
right,
he was talking to you,
how he was interacting with this like legendary comedian. I don't remember who the guy was, but he said to him, like, early on in his career, hey, what do you do? Oh, I'm a comedian. He goes, well, how long have you been doing it for? And he's like, 4 years. And it's like, well, you're not a comedian until you've done it for 10 years. And he's like, well, that kind of made me feel shitty because it's like, well, I've been doing this for 4. But he's also like, if you can't get past that, then what's the point of you doing comedy? But my point of bringing that up was, the guy saying like you have to go through those trials and tribulations for 10 years and understanding and developing it and master the skill before you can call yourself a comedian.
You know what's so funny, bro? That number 10, that's something in my life, right? Something I realized.
Hours, 10 years, yeah.
I want you to think about something. No, I want you to rethink on your life as I speak on this. All right, so like when you're in school, like high school, right? So it's 4 years. Middle school is 3 years, and then high school is 4 years, right? Then go to college, like it's 3 to 4 years, right? So they say 3 to 4 years for you to be able to know something, to be able to move on to the next level, right? I've noticed in my life that after 3 years of being in a space or a job or whatever, you're actually ready to move on. And I've noticed like every 3 to 4 years, and like I don't even think it takes 10,000 hours to be a master at something, especially depending on how your neurons fire off and the type of passion you have for it.
I agree.
Right? It's like a domino effect, right? But 10 years, bro, like
there's something to that.
Yeah, it's like, dog, because I remember myself being 10 years in the game of fitness and wellness and stuff, and I was like, bruh, I found myself not around any other, so to speak, masters. You know what I'm saying?
Like you were the master in the room?
Yeah, I was like, I was always, I know shit. I remember like, damn, I felt like I was like, dude, I always had a teacher. And
so at this point, the student became the master.
Yeah, and like in that space.
What made you realize that? In that space, what made you realize that?
Because I was like, talking with different people, experiencing different people's lives within their stories and stuff, and
and just talking to them about their fitness and everything,
or just their life in general, and seeing their progression and how long they've been in something and that time, and just.
Do you think? No, go ahead.
No, you good.
Do you think, like, to go back on that 10 years, do you think, like, I totally believe that you have to prove to the universe or prove to something, the higher power, that you are consistent about this? Like, if you want to be, we'll use comedian or bodybuilder or fitness guru, whatever you want to say, as the example. But, like, you need to be a comedian for 10 years to prove to the universe that, oh, this is what you want to do. Oh, I get it.
There's a phrase for that. You know it. Think about what you just said. See if there's a phrase for that.
Oh, no.
Faith without works.
Say it again.
Faith without works.
Yeah. Yes.
Faith without works is dead. So that means I have to move. So does it mean faith is this? Faith is doing. Faith is not just believing. Faith is saying, I'm going to do this, and I don't care what the outcome is going to be. And I'm just going to work, and I'm going to trust God. I'm going to trust my nature, and I'm going to trust the universe and everything that I am, that I'm going to get there. Faith without works is dead. So you telling me that all I got to do is have faith and work? And work is not even strenuous. It's just I need to move.
Yep.
Because if I'm not moving,
you need to move in the right direction. You need to make sure you're progressing forward.
Or just move. Because if I ain't moving, what am I, dead? Faith without works, faith without movement is dead. We should change that. We should change the works. Faith without movement is dead, bro.
I like that. It's a t-shirt. T-shirt idea. Go ahead, editor. Whatever minute this is.
TM. Swollen nerd. TM.
All right. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's what you're saying. Yeah. Like that. Like you have. Like you do. I've experienced them. I mean, think about your life. Think about how many times you've done something. You thought about doing something, and then took the steps to taking it, and then end up getting more out of it, and you like, well, I felt like I was supposed to do more.
Isn't that interesting? You feel like you're supposed to do more. So do you think that's like you kind of tell, like it's, that was easier than I thought it was going to be?
Because we're supposed to enjoy life. We're not supposed to suffer.
Yeah. That's not the point.
No, because think about it, bro. And I thought about this on the Stairmaster. I was like, okay, I'm going to put my shoes to be nothing, right? To be nothing. This is how you learn. It's always good to like blank slate it so you can bring some pieces back together to have a better understanding. I was like, okay, I'm a creator. Bet. I'm going to create this. Why would I want to destroy it? If I want to destroy something, it's because something has tainted what I've created. I need to destroy it to make it beautiful again, to make that more purified. I want, as a creator, I'm not going to deliberately destroy.
Hmm.
So anybody thinking that, oh man, it's being destroyed because it's evil, no, bro, it needs to be purified.
Hmm.
Because I had to think about myself and like people, like, well, God, is it? Like, we supposed to sit here and die and take this?
Yeah.
But I asked that, I was like, bro, what, like, really?
What's the point of suffering?
Right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna sit here and watch this. We're gonna see, and that opened up a lot of doors for a lot of knowings and awakenings for me too. I was like, man, I put myself in the shoes to realize who I am.
Yeah. So do you think that it's also to the individual's experience as well? Like David Goggins, right? He's someone who lives his life in suffering, and that's his whole existence, and that's what he has devoted his life to, is living through suffering. And he believes that he gets lessons taught about himself through that. Because you do. I mean, let's all admit it.
Yeah.
We do. But then you're saying, like, you don't have to suffer in life, right?
Nope.
So then my question is, like, do you think that taking that all into account, that it is a part of life, but it's not something that's like your entire existence needs to be that way. Let me rephrase that. So there's, Alan Watts. I was watching this lecture with him the other day about finding your true, like, who you are and your true path. And he was saying when he was in like college or whatever in high school, the school made them run every day after work. And it's like, if you didn't run, if they found out you didn't run, you'd get flogged, right? And so he basically, the reason nobody liked to run was because it was work. It was perceived as work, not we're out here running because we want to, right? So then he was also saying how while he was running, he would try to enjoy the experience. So he would run on his toes or try to run a little light-footed. And he said that he could hear this person running up behind him, and he could hear him going like heel toe and the thumping, and he's like, and he's obviously suffering through this, right?
Right.
And he said that this person ended up becoming the fastest runner at the school because he learned that, like, through this experience, that the suffering was required, right? Because you were told that that's what you have to do at work. At work is supposed to suffer, so then you can have this time of leisure, right? Because your paycheck is the drug that your company gives you, so then you can just sometimes have your leisure time. I know I fucked that up, but
no.
Or F that up, sorry. But no, my question is, right, do you feel that the suffering, it is required to an extent, but not for the whole existence?
It's funny as you explain that story, and you said we don't have to suffer, right? But through pain and through pain and suffering, we grow. We call it pain and suffering, but we don't have to continue to look for it. Doesn't
have to be perceived that way?
It doesn't have to be perceived that way, and it doesn't have to be constant. Because once I learn a lesson, why do you feel that you have to continue to suffer to gain when you've already
I've
learned
gotten where you need to be?
Yes, you've learned what it means, and and now you are aware of, oh my God, I'm at this pain point. Like, okay, instead of thinking you're suffering, you're like, now I come attuned with the pain.
Yeah.
I come in tune with the pain so I can properly transform.
So do you think that, like, that, because you have suffering and then you have like suffering, pain, right? As the negative connotation of that, but it's also a positive thing.
Right.
And you have, living in flow, right? And going like, okay, once this starts feeling like work, I just step back, I move on to the next thing, and then I come back to it tomorrow. Once it starts feeling like work, I step back. You know what I mean? And and so it's like,
that's what I do.
So yeah. So the thing is, right, the suffering is instead, okay, I'm going to do this for 4 hours every single day.
Yep.
This is going to suck for 4 hours, but I'm going to get some good stuff out of it.
There we go. There we go.
And then this is like, well, okay, I'm going to do it for like 30 minutes. Maybe I'll rest for 5 minutes, come back if I want to. But you got that 30 minutes in at least.
Right.
And you're doing that every single day, right? So then the suffering of doing it for 4 hours every single day, right? At a certain point, you get closed-minded. You're not progressing anymore. You're just staying in the same place. Usually it's at 30 minutes. So those last 3.5 hours, you're not doing anything. But my point of bringing that up is, do you believe that in the universe, it's like a cause and effect? It's another law of the universe. Is like, okay, if you want to go through that suffering, you're going to get to your goal faster, right? But you're gonna have that suffering. You might burn out along the way, and that's a high risk to reward ratio, right? But they're still gonna have the same reward over here, but it might take you 10 years because you're doing it for 30 minutes every day. Whereas it might take you 5 years, but you're doing it for 4 hours every day, suffering, and then 10 years later you burn out. You don't want to do this anymore because you've forgotten how to live through that suffering, right? So I guess my question is then, like, these are these two maybe laws of the universe, right? So because it's something we were talking about earlier this week about like those business people that get to 100 million by the time they're 21. They sold their soul somewhere along the way to do that. They still would have gotten that 100 million maybe 10 years later, but not in 1 year or in 5 years. But they had to sell their soul somewhere along the way.
Well, you had to suffer somewhere.
Exactly. So
we say hell is suffering, right?
Exactly, and you have to it's like that grind culture, right? You have to be able to go through the suffering. That's the only way you know you're doing anything good. That's the only way you know you're working.
Okay, so that's actually that's a dope ass question. Because something I had to realize. This is what bodybuilder taught me. I remember. All right, the last 4 weeks, they would like anytime for a show, right? So we had 4 weeks before show day. Mm-hmm. We called it. We was like, all right, get ready to suffer. Mm. So you would prepare your mind to suffer. Now, bodybuilding done in progression is like think about a scale, but that scale can elevate as it moves from left to right. Mm-hmm. But it has to be in equilibrium in order to move, right? So you have your suffering side and you have your
pleasure.
Your flow side. When you said 30 minutes, it's like okay, bet I'm still making this shit happen. I'm consistent. You're consistent. You're consistent, right?
Consistency.
It's
like consistency over discipline.
Yeah. Right. And the intense discipline because they're both disciplines, right?
True. Yeah.
Like what are your frequencies? The frequency. That's all it is.
There you go.
Frequency. Yeah, it's the frequency because it's something like. Anywho, you got people, right? Mm-hmm. You got people who could take like Goggins, and when I see him, I feel like he's atoning. It always feels like he's atoning for sins, to suffer that way, like to prove that, to always do that, and it's cool. Like that's cool.
It's interesting when you say that too, because of his upbringing, where he had a very strict, and his dad would beat the shit out of everybody.
Yeah,
he'd beat the shit out of his mom, and
all shit.
That. So that's interesting, and he was also the black kid in a white neighborhood type deal, so he dealt with a lot of racism and but he was light skinned, but he was still so he wasn't accepted by both sides type deal. So it's interesting that you say that.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah,
and then so in bodybuilding, so there were the 4 weeks, man. Cardio might get intense, food might get less. I mean, the food might just get real less, and the intensity might go up. So you're starving and putting out so much energy. So you're more tired, but you're actually gaining more. You're gaining more so much faster. You're losing more body fat. You're breaking down so much more muscle, and then you take the last week and a half to rest so the body can heal. And now you're fuller and you're tighter. It was shorter. Now to get to that point, right? You don't need to do as much. Mm-hmm. You prep to get to the suffer point. So I feel like people think they have to suffer throughout the whole process, but there's going to be a point in time when your consistency has to turn into the focus. Remember, I don't know if you remember before we started the podcast, and I was like, yo, we're going to go 60 days. We're going to go 60 days hard.
Yeah.
Right? I said, we're going to go 60 days hard. And man, you came up with a plan. I had put out a whole bunch of stuff, came out with graphics, got a lot of shit. And bro, remember how tired I was? Remember how tired you was?
Yeah.
But from that, to get to that point in January, I was slowly getting things prepped out. Like I didn't know, I was just getting things done, and I didn't know that I was at a point where damn, all I got to do is put in this much because I've seen what I was doing, and I was able to condense that knowledge. So the suffering is the suffering is just needed to transform, because it forces you to use that newfound power in its most intense battle, right? And it allows you to go Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you can't, that's why people get burned out. Like, bro, waking up at like 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning all the fucking time. I mean,
It's
yeah,
not
if you do it,
natural.
bro,
It's
like,
unbalanced.
yeah, and you're not, and then you're still tired, and then you still gotta take a nap in the middle of the
Yeah.
day. Like,
how are you really helping yourself?
yeah, bro, like,
so
okay,
true.
you're still gonna end up resting, so why not be efficient? So, but then but know that you're capable of that. So everything has its necessaries. Everything is necessary when it's needed, and you will know when it's time to, like, quote unquote, suffer. If you need to go, it's like if you're getting ready for battle, you will go in intense training to now hone all your skills. So in 14 days, the body, like, and the mind is now adapted to its new life. So if I take the next 6 weeks, let's like, and I have a certain, there's a battle to come or whatever, I'm going to fall back and hone my skills, discipline myself, because I've developed discipline to now, I've practiced discipline to now use discipline.
Yes, I see what you're saying. So it's like doing an ice cold bath. So then whenever you go into cold weather, it's not that cold.
Yep.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Like, it's like preparation.
Yeah.
And it's always good to test your skills, but you don't have to stay in suffering. You don't have to get to a point and realize, like, oh my, like, to experience. Yes, I would never take away an experience from anybody. I think everybody should experience. Everybody should experience a point of exhaustion that pushes themselves to their limit.
Yeah.
To see how far they will go, how far, and you will truly learn and discover yourself. It's like, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
But then when you do that, there's nothing else to learn until it's time to learn again.
Interesting. That's interesting. So I kind of want to move forward.
Yeah.
Okay. So kind of something that we're gonna start doing with this podcast is we're gonna start talking a little bit more about spiritual journeys and how to do that, right? And this kind of a dynamic we're trying to build here is D-Star over here is someone who's been on this journey for a long time. So with that, there's a lot of questions because I'm someone who's just kind of starting this out. So what do you think starts a successful spiritual journey?
You're silly, bro. Because I told
we talked about before the podcast, we're not going to use that word. But.
Yeah, but no, I told him to ask that because because people
ask it that way.
So they do.
So go ahead.
Well, one, you want to get away from titles because when anybody starts their journey of, like, learning themselves, you always get stripped down to nothing.
Yeah, what's that? I am nothing.
Yep,
right?
You always get stripped down. Think about it, right? Every time you go through, like, it's always at a breaking point. And if if I'm at a breaking point, then I done broke through something. And think about, I always ask people, like, think about how much strength it takes for a caterpillar, for a butterfly to bust out of a cocoon. Because if you help a butterfly out of its cocoon, it'll die. It won't last that long.
Really?
It won't fly. Yep.
So it has to go through.
It has to break through the cocoon to experience its new self.
So that's like the start, right? Not as successful because, again, we're starting with number one, not labeling. Right, because if you do that, you're already limiting yourself. Well, because now you have to measure it, and like, how do I know it's successful? How do I not know? So now you're putting too much. It's like, whoa, hold on there, buddy.
And there's too much of that online right now.
Exactly, and that's why I wanted to ask it that way.
Yeah.
That's very true. So then to the second point, where you're talking about, it's like breaking through those barriers. It's like when you're cleansing your chakras, right, and you're going to the next one. You're starting from your root, and then you're moving your way up, but there's a blockage, right? So you have to maybe meditate or do your shadow
or take prune juice.
For real. Prune juice, yeah, for sure.
Because they're your organs. Like, one thing I would definitely encourage people is to take away the mysticism behind it, right?
and understanding what we're actually talking about here.
Yep.
Yeah.
But then put it back on.
Mm-hmm.
Because we like drawings, we like illustrations.
Yeah.
Because it'll make more sense.
Yeah.
So you know that way we're not. It's like you can't be stuck in the like what we perceive to be reality, but to know the systems that you are is important because they exist as you know it.
Yeah.
Right. Then you have to, as you start to understand more of what you're going through, and then it's something I realized, like, oh my God, the body, the heart, the liver, the kidneys, like, oh snap, like, and then you realize why our foods and everything, like the cleansing of it, and like stretching, unblocking, fasting, like releasing things. We're not just talking about just like, well, everything is energy, like, and these blockages, and they affect us physically. So yeah, we do have these blocks, but they be physical blocks too. Like,
it's not just emotional or mental.
Yeah, that's why, like, bro, like, I bet you we got more misdiagnoses in the hospital than anything, bro.
Oh, for sure, definitely. And something to go off of that too. So you're kind of speaking into the whole journey is first understanding that it's a whole body experience. It's not just your mental. It's not just your emotional. It's also the physical. It's all three to then be able to move forward. And it's like, okay, you discover, okay, I have a blockage, right? What do I do next? Well, you have these three avenues to check. How am I physically? How am I mentally? How am I emotionally? Right?
There we go.
And then you go down, right?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes, bro. And that's what you call shadow work.
So it's asking yourself these questions.
Yup. Going to the depths.
Yeah.
Going to the depths.
Yeah.
Because
what is shadow work?
It's that. It's what it is. Because it's those questions that you just asked.
Interesting.
Because how can you gotta find that shit.
Yeah.
Like, and you gotta find that shit in the dark. Because it's been bogged down so long. It's like, damn.
You're trying to shine a light on it.
Yeah. So you have to like dig through all that.
Well, it's like finding a needle in a haystack with a flashlight. There's really no
in
a dark room. Yeah, in a dark room, you're the flashlight. And so, that's interesting. That's an interesting point.
Yeah, no, that's a good way to look at it. Yeah. Like how you like, bro. Yeah, it's like that. Like you break yourself down.
Yeah,
that's accountability.
Yeah. Well, something that digs into that I was reading a lot about too is like personality development. Like that's kind of their first beginning. Like again, that body. So it's like who am I, right?
Yep.
Someone with like a healthy ego, or someone that can live freely. I'm green. Yeah. Who's someone who can like live freely or be vulnerable or express creativity throughout their life. Like this is somebody who's good. Like you're not bogged down by those, blockages and those mental or physical or whatever type of blocks. Because think about it. You go and eat McDonald's every single day. That one dude that did that for the
30 days.
Super Size Me or whatever.
Yep.
And so
he did it for a year, right?
Mm-hmm. Every single day, and he would go there anytime that they would ask him if he wanted to supersize.
He had to,
yeah. And by the end of it, like, and this guy was like a very healthy person, an intense runner, and his body was like shutting down. So how do you think you feel mentally whenever you're like that? You feel cloudy, like you can't think of anything. There's no clarity. So now you don't have clarity throughout life, and you can't make decisions clear enough. So then if you have a bunch of stress, what are you going to do next? You're just going to shut down, and you're just going to go fight or flight. Fuck that. Flight, 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 flight.
So I want you to think about something. Like, what did he show us, bro? And I'll ask that. What did he show us? Everything that you just described right now, right? I mean, you have a vessel, which is, if his name, whatever, you have a vessel who chose to sacrifice itself to show you the effects of doing this every day, because the reality of it, people do it every day.
Yeah.
So what did and now so now understanding the body, physical, emotional, spiritual,
spiritual,
right?
Emotional,
right.
And then mental.
The mental, right?
Like understanding your past experiences and how that affects like who you are, and how you perceive the world.
Now, right? So now put all that together, right? And what did he show us? Like a perfectly healthy man, sound man, obviously a very aware man. And we got this shit all around, bro. Like, so you have to ask yourself now, right? You want to talk about awakenings, like,
I think there's a big spiritual fight going on in this country right now.
Oh, well, it's
That
everywhere.
hasn't happened for a long time.
Why do you think all this food is everywhere, bro? Like I told you,
Just
like
what?
this food, like all this. He showed like, bro, like people like think about that, bro. People do eat McDonald's every day.
Yeah.
Like I know people who do this. Like, and so think about how that's. If I'm talking about the vessels and the chakras and connection, and all that's being blocked by all this poison, bro. Like,
think about like that's a. Oh, do you think it's like a master manipulation type thing? Because this knowledge is not new. This is old knowledge.
We have free.
So it's like people that know this knowledge is like, oh, okay, so like this is how I can make sure that nobody else gets to where I am, is if they all eat like shit.
Hey, look, so if you can fight addiction, if you can fight demons, I mean, we're always demon slaying.
Hell yeah.
We're always slaying demons, bro. Yeah. Like, you gotta think about it. Like, you could have a choice.
Yeah.
Right when you go on your card, you're gonna pass so many fast food restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna pass. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, don't bump it. You're gonna pass all that, and you have a choice. You have a choice. So, can't blame.
Everybody makes the choice to go.
Yep.
And also everybody makes the choice not to go. Like I also want to point
that's
that
what
out.
I'm saying. You
that
have
it's
a choice.
Like we all have made the choice not to go, right? Even the people that go every single day.
Yep.
You might have decided not to go in the morning, but I'll go for lunch. And it's like that type of deal. And so, we like you said, life is full of choices. And
that's why
that's who you want to be in the end. You have to understand the choices you have to make.
That's why you can't, there can't be, you can't be like, oh man, it's a conspiracy trying to kill us. All right, bet. If I'm trying to kill something, and you choose to keep on doing it, I'm not like, okay, bet. I'm not saying we're not doing it. So now it's up to you. So this, like, for myself and, helping people and like screaming to the top of my lungs of helping people to then only realize, like, wait a minute, I came in as a vessel to be as you, to know that we have this ability.
Yeah.
So no, I can't feel sorry for you. I can't no, you gotta fight.
Yeah.
You gotta fight.
You have to go through the suffering.
You have to.
Yeah.
And you have to go, okay, all right, we're around it. And they even like, what was it? There's a word that they use for something like on earth that means suffering. And it is like this way, like it's a battlefield. Like I mean, we are really born in the battlefield. We are really born in a battlefield, bro. Let's think about it like, for a second. Like,
well, think about it. When a baby comes in this world, it comes in kicking and screaming and fighting and like I don't know what the fuck's going on, but I'm gonna kick you and beat the shit out of you. You know what I mean? Like you come into this world fighting.
That's pretty deep. That's dope. I ain't think about that, bro. That's for real, bro.
But you do, man. I mean, like,
damn, bro. It is true, though.
Kicking, screaming, fighting, everything until it's like, oh wait, that's my mom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Until it's like, oh wait, everything's okay. I don't have to fight.
Oh, y'all take me out my swimming pool.
Yeah, you motherfuckers. Yeah.
Who popped my ass?
Yeah. Who popped my ass? Listen, I was swimming, dreaming about nothing.
Oh my! I had all the food that I could ever eat.
24/7.
Living ghetto fabulous. Listen to Ice Cube.
Pimpin'.
Y'all gonna bring me out? What? Trump? This? Can I please go back?
Yeah, let me go. Shit, I want to go back.
Right.
I mean, shit, at points, like I almost think the baby had it all wrong. You need to stay in there.
No, it's a beautiful time. I feel like what you call it, Ra's al Ghul on Batman, and then seeing all like, what's his name, V and everything from V.
Oh, V for Vendetta.
Yo, yeah, like, oh man, why everybody screaming and kicking and crying and shit?
And he's just like, back here composing.
Yeah, I'm like, bruh, y'all tripping, man. Yeah. I'm about to paint.
Yeah, dude.
Come on.
It's an expression of that. It's an expression of that chaos. And I'd be willing to bet that because you're very in tune with all that. That if you start painting like again a lot, you'll find that a lot of your paintings are probably chaotic. And there's
it's so
anger and animosity into them.
It's so funny you say that.
Not anger and animosity, just like you know what I mean, like that energy.
I got a lot of chaos energy.
Yeah,
my family is chaos energy.
Hell yeah!
But it's like it's beautiful though. Like I remember
that's how this universe was created, man. This with
chaos, and it's I even like how it's spelled, like CHAOS. OS, and
like
even
that.
if it's KAOS, that would still be dope, man. Chaos. I am chaos.
It's your
Chaos.
WWE villain name.
I'll make it a hero.
Ooh. Okay.
Chaos.
I like it.
Yeah, it'll be an oxymoron with people's
It'll be
language.
like Will Smith in that one movie. What's Hit or no?
Hancock.
Hancock, yeah.
Yeah, boy, you wouldn't even know it. Shoot, yeah.
So, something you kind of talked about, right, is with the shadow work and stuff like that, and soul discovery, because I know that's also an important aspect of it, and that's like the, you know, the, I guess what we say emotional aspect of it, right? Is your well, no, because that's your spirit. So the soul would what be the mental aspect, I guess.
So check this out. Because that doesn't do with your mind.
Yeah.
Because your mind is its own thing.
Mhm.
Like your soul. So how I heard it this way, and I found it so awesome. So you have you got God, then you got the spirit, and you got the soul. The solo. So you have the soul, we share the spirit with the source, with God, right? So yeah, so that's ethereal. Mind, body, soul, it's separate. Mind, body, ether. You're the fifth element. Fire, earth, air, water, ether. All right, well, I knew that alarm was gonna happen.
Yeah.
So Yah, like through my experience, like Yah is actually what God, and it's in your stomach. Like it's Yah, your solar plexus. Yah is God's. Yah, Yah.
No, that's interesting. Like shamanic trances too. Like
dude. Yah is Yah, God. Yah.
Like Yahweh.
Bro, it's like, and I do this just through our own versus journey. Anyway, but I thought about that. I was like, yo, and Erykah Badu said it. She's like, if we were made in His image, then call us by our name. Most intellects do not believe in God, but they fear us just the same. And I was like, yo, when I first realized that was part of my love way. I was like, yo, bro. So for me, this is what makes me like truly like fearless when it comes to like making things happen, because I'm like, bruh, do you understand the type of power that we have? Because whether you praying to Buddha, whether you praying to Allah, whether you praying to whatever, Krishna, whatever,
you're all doing the same thing.
Right, so you got like, okay, if that energy is that energy, you a spirit of that, that's a soul of that, right? And you're praying upon that power. So, like, I'm not gonna pray to this one. I'm not praying to this one. So where do you
believe that the soul discovery comes from and starts with?
Yourself, because it's soul. You're the solo spirit.
So again, it's going through that shadow work and asking yourself those questions.
I think about it, right? Oh my God, this is so funny. Okay, all right, bet. All right, a baby, right? You a baby. I could tell you. I was thinking. I don't know why I was thinking about this last night. I could tell you. I remember a moment in time as a little baby. 2 moments in time as a little baby of slight awareness, looking up. I know I was crawling. I saw my mom. I saw my dad. And then from that awareness right there, I don't become aware again until five years old. Maybe 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember 1, I don't remember 2, and I don't remember 3. Right? And that could have, like, bro, I'm pondering this, right? I'm like, wait a minute. There is a space. How long? Tell me to give me all your I'm talking straight out the womb.
Well, I was just thinking about that as you were saying.
Right? And then where was your first, not no home videos, your first true awareness, and then from there you can damn near like pinpoint a boatload of memories from first grade to up to this
I
point.
can tell you my earliest memory for sure is whenever I went. Me and my parents went to St. Augustine, and we went to this prison. And there's this prison in St. Augustine. You guys should look it up. And it was the earliest. So it was like an Alcatraz before Alcatraz.
It was in the fort, the fort, in the fort,
something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So they sent like all the worst murderers, all the like Al Capone, like they sent all the worst people here, right? And the warden lived on the premises, right? So his daughter lived like right on the outside of the prison. So all the like prisoners would like play with the little girl, like throw the ball back and forth over the fence and stuff like that. So they love this little girl. Turns out this little girl ends up getting raped and killed by another dude.
Mm-hmm.
And you at this time, and you still technically, you can't today, but it happens all the time. You can't send someone to a particular prison, right? And like, oh, they have a connection over here, so I'm going to send them there. I'm sure it happens all the time, but due to the laws, you can't do that. But they ended up sending this like sex predator to this prison where all these prisoners knew the little girl that he raped and killed. So they fucked him up and killed everybody. And then, because before this, there weren't really like sex crimes. Like they didn't really send those people to prison. Like they just like would lobotomize them and send them out back into the world.
So this is your earliest memory,
This is my earliest memory. And so
how old were you?
I was like 3 or 4. And maybe before that, my earliest memory is going into my dad's. Wait, no, I want to finish the story. So this prison ends up being the start of, in other prisons, you kill the sex predators.
Oh, damn.
This didn't happen before that prison. So that what ends up happening is they shut down this prison because of what happened and sent all these people out. And it became like a story, a tale of like, oh man, they killed this. Like, oh, I wanted to do this, but I didn't know you could. Like this is. So that's how it became a thing.
Of course, it started in Florida.
Yeah, right. I know at St. Augustine, but I guess before that, my earliest memory would be going into my dad's office and telling him that I was afraid that everybody was going to die. I was going to die. My parents were going to die.
How old were you?
That I was probably like 2 or 3.
So you remember 2 up until this point.
Yeah.
So for like all right.
For a fact.
Right.
Maybe there's earlier, but
no shit. Yeah. No, but to the point, like the point I was making, right? It's awareness.
Yes.
And like those awareness points start even as a child.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, you lose that awareness. So you have to. So then you eventually lose that awareness, right?
Yeah.
So the point, like,
well, my thing now, is I've always like from then on, I've always been aware.
Hold on, wait. Yeah. This is like just like with people. No anecdotal, right? So you, because I like even outside of kids, but just thinking about people. Now I'm like, well, I remember that, and I know how I was as a child. Like I was super sensitive to a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Had nightmares, all that stuff. Like saw shit, whatever. Like I had many experiences, but you gotta think about how many people. But even in your space and time, there's an awareness that you lose, maybe for a short period of time, that you lose to then come back to be like, yo, bro, I've been doing this again. I was doing this. I was doing that. You had lost that awareness because you had to lose it to then gain something else for that to circle back to then mesh with that new knowledge. So it's a spiral. So awarenesses are comes and goes. Like they come and go until you hold on to all of them, bro. Like, there's like the information that you have today isn't the information you had yesterday.
Yeah.
So that awareness is gone up until you have to use it again. Like, yo, and then now it has to decipher and make sense. Bro, and that's if you're just the observer.
Yeah.
If there's people out here that's literally living like, I don't even want to say they're observer because there's like soulless. So if you're you're just you're just reacting to stuff. Like there's people that live like unaware, bro. Like you have to look. I mean, for the lack of word, they say NPCs, but bro, there are people like we see them all day, every day. Go to Costco, go to Sam. I'm like the dude who I was talking about early in the podcast was like, dude, how can you be this unaware?
Yeah.
Like, dog, and awareness is not just awareness of just when they as they're using it today. It's like it's every facet.
Yeah.
So it's like, bro, like from a kid, like, bro, like there are spaces in time there's like, what the
What's going on?
yeah, dude.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll go back to not being.
Dude, there's moments in my life that I've experienced in today, like in the space and era, that I've seen when I was a little kid. Crazy.
It's interesting. Dig deeper on that. What do you mean?
Like, I don't know, I was like oh man, like I saw this. Like, not no deja vu. I was like, oh, I saw this. Like, oh shit, I saw this.
Like I've been here before.
Yup.
Interesting.
Now that trips me out.
Yeah, I bet.
That trips me out. And I do believe we get previews, bro. Like they say you live in a movie, I do believe you get previews in your movie.
Really?
100%. Because I've seen a lot of confirmations and realities that I knew I wasn't ready for yet, but I was like, this is mine. Like it was weird. Like it's been weird. Like, you know how a kid be like, oh bingo, that's my car, bingo, that's my car. Nah, it goes deeper than that. Like, bro, kids, like, bro, we were like powerhouses as a kid. So then bro, oh my God, talk about losing awareness, bro. It's exactly. You lose awareness of the kid because you to soul search, to do shadow work is to find the little kid again. And where does the kid come from? Out of the darkness, from the womb. What's the womb? The darkness. You got to go to your own womb to bring the kid out.
Very excited.
Bro, I'm telling you, this shit get deep, bro. Like
That's
it's
really
crazy. Huh. We see it, we talk about it metaphysical, and then we see it in real life.
Yeah. When you make those like connections, it's
like you could literally be having you like have a baby while your wife having a baby, and you pulling out little version of you, and you pulling out the other new evolved version of you. Man, bro, I'm telling you, bro. And then I always tell people, I'm like, bro, everybody talk about to find your inner child, man. And people with kids are so fucking retarded that like who always talking that bullshit because you talk about you find your inner child. You don't see your child. You don't see your inner child. Your inner child is
right there. Yeah.
So that your inner child is reminding you everything. I was like, oh my God, I used to do that when I was little.
Yeah.
Oh, I used to do that. Oh, he reminded me when I was little.
Yeah.
Because now, oh my God, bro, like, dog, see people so fucking selfish, dog. They so selfish because they sit here and complaining about their damn kids. They complain about their kids. And the kid is the pure reminder of themselves and reminding them exactly who they are. Yet they still looking outside themselves, trying to quote unquote find themselves, not discipline the kid that they were, who is now that person today. That why you think everybody messed up, bro?
Mm-hmm.
That's why everybody's messed up.
Because we're all living in our own universe. Yeah.
Like you looking for what? Your kids right there. Especially you got a kid, bro. That's you. And then your kid comes out doing the same shit you doing.
But why are you surprised?
Why? Yes. Yeah. Get back to what you're doing so you can evolve.
Yeah.
So if your kids see you evolve, that kid ain't going, bro, you can't tell that kid nothing. Won't be able to tell that kid nothing because it's going to be its own. It's going to.
Well, that's the thing. Like I was talking to Nyla's mom the other day, and she was saying how, she believes that the kid's fate is just already written. And your job is to like guide them, not towards it, but just guide them, right? And understanding who they are and just being able to guide them through life so they don't decide to go sling rock on the side of the street. You know what I mean? Like that's your job.
Right.
So, and I agree with that. Like, cause ultimately it's like, I can't like tell them what to do, especially once they move out. Like their own life is their own. Yep. I can only hope that I gave them the toolbox, that they have the tools so that when they go through life, they know what to do. Yep. They have the right screwdriver.
Yep. You provide the reflection in the moment, and then life in itself is going to, they're going to see and be attracted to things like, look here, like I like trucks or and it evolves to other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I like spaceships or whatever. And then, it's, hey, man, I want to do this. Okay, cool. All right, man. Sport. Boom. Teach principles. Just teach the principles, and then let them fly.
Mm-hmm.
Let them fly.
For sure. because then with that comes like they know what to do next. Like they know how to navigate through life and what to do and how to maybe not navigate, but how to like, okay, this is something new. This is a new experience, but you're okay with that. You know, like change is just a fact of life, and that's something that a lot of people aren't like attuned to and like don't like change. It's like why?
That's what we're
You should
dealing with
welcome
today.
change.
That's what
Yeah,
we're dealing with today. That's
true.
why we have so much friction, because you got the old not wanting to change, stopping what needs to change.
And what is gonna change?
Yep.
It's the inevitable. The only thing that they're doing is just pushing the date back.
Yep.
But it's gonna happen.
Think about how like you wanted to get out of a situation, and the more like the more resistance it kept giving you, it just kept making you stronger and stronger and more pissed off and more frustrated and stronger and more straight, and then all of a sudden you're gonna pop. Like it's gonna pop like pressure bust pipes.
Yeah.
If something's under pressure, it's gonna pop.
Yeah.
Like think about that. I'm telling you, bro. We should call this like the prophetic channel or some shit.
Yeah. Something, I don't know. Maybe the Simpsons rebirth.
Shit, I don't know. Yeah, bro. Watch, bro. I don't know why, man. I feel that this one. Maybe it's because we by the sun. I'm like, oh shit. I feel like this is a powerful cast today.
I feel it too. It's in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Vibrations. Okay, so something I kind of wanted to go into next is like uniting with spirit. So you're talking about how like soul and spirit are two separate things, but you have to unite the two, right? So uniting with your spirit, your self-realization. So something like a lot of facets I was reading about is like, meditation, self-inquiry, yoga, something that's been found to help. So with that, it's like, what do you believe about your journey on finding your spirit, and what does that get you in the end?
Well, really, you connect with spirit.
Okay, so how do you do that?
All day, right? I'm doing it right now. Like I'm doing it right now. I'm always with it. You never. I walk with. I'll never disconnect. Yeah. That's what it means.
But how would somebody that is disconnected then connect?
Remember to breathe. I know I'm not trying. I'm really not. I'm not.
You're being like the guru right now.
I'm not trying.
Be like water.
I'm not trying to be, but I'm like, dude, like I'm literally giving you. If we're gonna go antidote, I'm like, you have to remember to breathe, because the breath gets you in sync.
Clears you.
Yeah, because think about it like this. Stressed out, right? Ah, man, so much shit is going on, and then not even a simple breath, because most people smoking nowadays, right? You go smoke, right? Smoking just reminds you to breathe.
That's the truth.
That's it. So now you just breathe. So now you're one. So if I know to breathe, and I move steady, like, all right, let me give you my experience, because I don't want to make it sound, because I'm trying to make it make sense. Okay, when I wake up in the morning, I'm very I'm aware. Like when I go to sleep, like I connect. I go within the ethers. So if we're gonna, to be imaginative, let's say use your imagination, right? But it's not your imagination. It's like what it is. So then I go to sleep, and then I have those connections. I'm connected with my dreams. I'm connected with these visions. I'm connected with everything that goes on. Like, so it's now your hyper awareness. It's when you wake up. How are you feeling? Your tone, how it starts. You are the DJ of your day. Like, you start the vibrations, you start the music. So it's like you're always in tune. So what is your tune? So then there's a disruption in the tune. How are you going to react? So it's like if I'm aware of myself, then I'm aware of my soul, then I'm connected with spirit, then I'm connected with God, then I'm connected with nature, and I'm connected with the universe. Now I'm connected with my blood, Now I'm connected with my vessel. Now I'm connected with now I'm connected with my eyes, my brain, my nervous system. I feel. I know where I need to be. Like I know where I need to be. I don't know where I need to be. I am where I need to be. I am where I am.
It's like understanding that, like I am where I am, and it's like you said, faith through movement, right? It's so damn. So it's going back to that, right? And so moving through life,
it's like you lost awareness. You had to come back to it to be aware again.
Exactly. And it's like you have to, and it's like a constant daily reminder of doing that. So your way of daily reminder is through breath.
And I talk to myself.
Yeah.
Like,
that's very important too. Self-talk is important. Understanding what you're saying.
Yeah, I talk to myself.
Like you say, words are really important.
I mean, when I go down, you know why I take the stairs, bro? Because one, I just use because I'm capable of doing it.
Yeah.
And like like each step is a release, or each step is a thought. Each step is a prep. Each step is like, it's preparation, and it's that, and you have to work to get down. You have to work to descend. You have to work to ascend. We have to move to ascend. You have to move to descend, and it allows you to slowly prepare for whatever space you're going to be into, without being in a space, going in a space pod, and then coming out of it.
So it's almost like going into a business meeting. Instead of taking the elevator, you take the stairs.
Yep.
And it's like through these, you're preparing yourself for what you're about to get into.
Exactly.
It's like, again, like you're talking about when you have yours 2 months before or a month before your competition, you're preparing yourself for, okay, I'm going to suffer for these four weeks. So the 4 weeks before, that's all you're doing. It's going up the stairs. You're just slowly starting to prepare yourself for that. So by the time you get to the 6th floor, your legs are on fire. You can't breathe, and you pop in. You're like, hey, what's going on, guys? Because for the first 5 flights, you told yourself, I'm going to be tired, but I need energy.
But wait, right? But wait. You can't breathe, but then you catch your breath. Then you catch the breath of preparation. You took the stairs, because that breath, now those new breaths that you took, because you had to release all the old stuff, all the anxiousness, all that, right? Now you're aware of business. Say you're in a business meeting, right? All right, you're gonna take another breath. You're gonna get your mind prepared, and now you're taking breath. Now you're sharp. Now you're sharp.
Oh,
now you're sharp.
Now you're sharp.
That is funny. Yeah. The breath that makes you sharp.
Yeah.
You gotta watch
That's
it.
A t-shirt.
Yeah, it's a t-shirt. Yep.
Don't meditate too hard.
Right. Oh my God. But think about that. You're forced to now breathe.
Yeah.
Now you're forced to be conscious of your breathing and aware of your breathing. And think about that, being in a situation where like, damn, all right, bro, and like you're anxious, but then getting up, just like moving and working out. That's a small workout. It'll get all the anxiety out. And now, like, it doesn't matter. Like, now you're gonna breathe, because now it don't matter, because that meeting doesn't matter, or that pace, that space that is causing that little bit of anxiety and nervousness don't matter anymore, because I gotta catch my breath.
Yeah, for sure. That's the truth. So you have that moment of relief. Yeah.
And now nothing matters.
Because
everybody else took the elevator. I took the stairs.
Yeah.
It's simple shit, bro. It's like the way of the samurai. Bro, it's deep. Like,
we're gonna start calling you Guru D-Star.
Oh, bro.
Shaman D-Star.
Man,
listen, I need everybody in the chat. All right, call him the shaman.
It's so funny. Yeah, dude, I do feel like a shaman at times. That was my character. It was my character on Warcraft. It was an elemental shaman.
That's because that's who you are.
Yeah, dude.
I've said that before. You're the shaman, man.
Bro, I'm telling you, man. It's like you start and having an appreciation. It's like the people who do say like it is simple. It really is simple, bro. It's so simple.
Yeah, it is.
It's so simple.
Yeah. People overcomplicate.
Think about your favorite song, or think about your playlist, right? Your playlist is usually in like the order that you want it to be in, Ain't nothing wrong. And even if it's a song that's out of order, it's still your favorite song.
Yeah.
And like it just moves and it's there and I get to enjoy it. And I'm gonna get to where I need to go and I'm gonna probably bust a sweat whenever I use my playlist for.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the task done. I have this playlist for a reason. You know, so you have your playlist and you're gonna move it and just move in the way the playlist is. And if the DJ scratches a little bit, shit, that's all right, man, because we need to be over here to change it up a little bit, you know, and then move into a different direction. You know, it's just like, it's cool. It's cool, bro. Yeah. You are the beat to your own drum. And it was funny, too. I said, you know, we are the DJ. We are the DJ of our lives. And I remember I told you, I said, you the genie in the bottle. Well, the genie is known as the gin. Ever heard of the gin? Right? It's the genie. And the gin is spelled D-J-I-N-N.
DJ.
Yep.
Damn it.
That's crazy, right?
Damn it, why do you do this to me?
That's so crazy, man. The gin, like, it's so crazy, bro. Like, everything gets, like, this bad connotation. Like, it's like, man, we are, bro. It's intricate, but, like, we are all these energies that we talk about.
Yeah, that's the truth.
It's really true.
Yeah, that's so true.
It's really true.
And it's like, but it's a good thing and it can be a bad thing too, because it's like we can be the vampire.
Come on, exactly.
You know? But we can also be the king, you know, and you can be the comedian, you know, you can be the whatever. But it's like, you know, again, going back to, you have to live your life that way if you want to be that way. You know, if you want to be the positive person in everyone's life, then you have to be a positive person, you know, and you have to like talk positively to yourself, and you just can't live your life negatively.
I look at it like I would look at it like this. This is how I live, because I told you, you know, I walk in the middle, like equilibrium. Like it is what it is, right? I know what I want out of my life. Yeah. So that's exactly how I'm gonna treat. Yep, and I'm gonna treat people that way. Like there, you know, when you look at things as a battery, like, and not like for what it is, but like, it just charges. Positive and negatives. There's people like, oh man, like I don't want to be around a fucking extra ass positive person. Yeah. Sometimes I want to talk shit. Yeah. That's so true, man. Sometimes, man, I want to talk shit, and don't give me a solution either. Yeah, I don't want to be helped. I want to be heard. Yes. Yeah. Shit, I just want a bitch. Yeah. Please. For real. Come on now. You know, and you know how that negative situation to be positive, because now I feel better. Because you didn't kill nobody. Yeah. You didn't go upside nobody's head. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You thought about it. You thought about it. Hard. But you got really it out. Hard. And then you're driving on the highway and you have those like people that are in the bikes and those pelotons, and you just want to go like turn to the right really quick. You know what I'm saying? Oh my god. Oh, that's just me. I didn't say it. Oh my bad. Them bikers, No, they be on the road, bro. That's what I'm saying. They cover the whole road. I'm like, I'm a car. I could run you over right now. Oh, it's like, bro. Oh my god, it's like a little cult. They be like, we're bicycles and we run the road, and so what? Well, these roads are made for cars and engines. I remember when I moved to Florida. Like, bro, I have not, like, it was foreign to me to ride on the road. Like, super foreign to me. Because I was always riding on the sidewalk. Just made sense to me. Like, I don't know why. And then it's like, you can't ride on the sidewalk, apparently, just you can ride on the road. So, like, that changed. I was tripping. And then when I moved out here, I was like, man, why so many cyclists getting their asses beat in the box? Yeah, dude, that was a problem for a while. Like, dudes with trucks would, like, run these people over. Yeah, bro. And it's like, I'm just joking, man. You don't actually have to do it or nothing. You know? Bro. Like, that's crazy shit. Yeah. I was like, dude, when I first moved out, I was like, what the what? Yeah, dude. Like, that's like thing? Some Florida man shit. Yeah. I was like, it was in the news. Like, this is a thing, bro? I know. It's crazy. It's wild, man. Well, yeah, man. But yeah, man, you know, you the DJ, bro. You the DJ. It's like your own life. Every day you're graced. Every day that you are gifted to experience that searching. Yeah. You're not getting nowhere. You're already there. Mm-hmm. We're just experiencing it out. Because I've already said it. Yeah. Well, that's like what you said, or like what we've talked about before is, you know, if you want to be I'm not gonna say successful. Like, if you want to be a certain way, you have to think about yourself whole. In that way. And how can you be whole? Yeah, I do like that's the word Seven Beaumont uses, wholeness. Yes, and I like love that. Wholeness. Yeah. So for the word, wholeness. How do you become whole? That's the question you want to ask. That's the question y'all want to ask. How do I become whole?
Interesting.
Yep, and it's understanding your duality.
Yeah. And the dichotomy between the three pillars of that, which again is the physical, the mental, and the emotional.
And you'll realize that through that's the boom, boom, and then boom.
Yeah, the triangle.
Yeah.
It's the strongest shape.
Triangle, circle, rectangle.
Yeah.
No, yeah, like what is it? I think rectangle.
Oregano.
No, it was crazy. I gotta show you something, bro. Like Walt Disney was like, there's this video in you would love it. It's an old Disney cartoon, Donald Duck, and these people were talking like occult magic, numbers, Fibonacci secret. And dog, this is a Disney cartoon, bro. Yeah, man.
They're trying to let that knowledge out there.
They
tried.
No, bro. They did, but they knew people. Man, if you watch, when you watch the cartoon, put yourself as a kid, and then watch yourself as the awareness. You as a kid, you're
just watching it. Yeah.
It looks cool as hell because all the shapes and shit.
Yeah.
Like he just talking, so he can put it in there. Don't nobody give a damn. It's pretty movement. It's like, bruh, if movement, bro, that hypnotism. Oh my god, hypnotism, right?
Yeah.
What you call? What's that dancer? The lady dancer, that do with the hips and shit like that. The belly dancers. The belly dancers. Belly dancers. Like the belly dancer. You focus on the belly button is the center. That's just why you're tranced, right? Like in this. But yeah, dude, like when you so yeah, it's like hypnotism. So it's like something is moving, and you have a point of center, and the point. So the point, and like I can she can take your money if she wanted to, or she can strip your clothes off, and you'd just be sitting there, tranced out, or it's like a snake charmer.
Yeah.
You know, it's movement, and then now you're tranced. You're not thinking about anything, and bling blow, you're gone. You know what I'm saying? And so I can put that information out there. This information, oh my god, look, many cartoons that be putting the information out on there, but you don't notice it because it's colors and movement. LSD, LSD, bro. That shit, LSD, LED, LCD, bright colors. Go to Costco or go to Sam's and watch those TVs and look at those TVs. Look at them bright ass, vibrant ass colors. And what happens when you're on mushrooms or LSD? Super bright, vibrant colors.
Yeah.
And what state are you in when you see those super bright, vibrant colors? You're in a vulnerable state. You're in a more hypnotic state. You're in a more one state. Yeah. And whatever you one with, that's whatever that is, right? But so think about that, bro. It's dudes. That's why our phone. That's why they man, take a break from the phone. It's there. We got free will, but it's up to us. How
do you want to use it?
Yeah, and how do you want to take care of yourself? You want to find yourself one discipline. Now that's where discipline comes in. You have to have discipline to be whole because we all want we are a technological being. That's not negating anything, but when it too much of anything can be toxic.
Yeah.
So we have to just know how to use equilibrium. That's wholeness.
Yeah.
That's wholeness, man.
It's living in balance.
Yeah, bro. And that's it.
Yeah.
And even when you're standing on one leg, there's still nerves and muscles, fast twitch muscles still
balancing you out.
Yeah, bro. There's not movement happening. You're just balanced. Everything is strong. Yeah, bro. It's crazy, man.
It is.
It's wild. It's shit life is funny.
Yeah.
Life is really funny.
How you feeling?
Oh, I'm good, bro. I'm Gucci.
Too.
Yep. Right. That should be taking a lot out of me, especially your spiritual talk.
Man, me too.
For real. I'll be boy, you got it's so funny before we go, because I was thinking about something, right? Oh, okay. Okay. I'm gonna do it to you. I'm trying to paint this picture. I was thinking about the water, and I was thinking about the deep, right? And you know how I said, man, the deep gotta be scary, right? That's what you want you to think. And then I gotta think about the deep of yourself, right? So I was thinking about and I gotta draw this picture. So I was thinking about two sides, two realms. So I was thinking like you jump it. So when we jump into water, right, the atmosphere is different, right? The atmosphere is not so like I mean, it's denser opposed to the lightness of our atmosphere, right? Like, but it's still water. Like we're still in water, just different density. So I was imagining like two sides. Like so, think of a circle. One side is water, and the other side is our space, right? So if I'm going down to the deep, if I can make it down to the deep, then I'm gonna make it to lighter. I mean, like I have to eventually make it to like a lighter frequency. Like you would be. I really do feel like let's say you go down to the deep, you truly die in the most physical way.
Yeah.
But then experience it in the physical way, the transmutation of that energy, like
of that frequency.
Yeah, dude, and you end up going through whatever that cycle is. So it's like water, and like
that's interesting.
Yeah, dude, and I was like, dude, the deep, and like I said, I bet you in the deep you come out. Like if you can't breathe and you're able to get down to the deep, you'll come out being able to breathe some type of air. Like not like
but almost stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I was like, man, because we haven't experienced the deeper the depths of the sea.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, dude, well, if this is a realm and the waters separate the waters, then there's more waters underneath the waters.
That sounds like some stoner shit. Yeah, that really does, man. That sounds like some look at my hand, dude.
I saw your face. I saw your face. I saw your face. You was like, shit. Damn, D.
Yeah.
I was trying to end the damn podcast, dog. Oh, bro, that was funny. Yeah, bro, y'all should have seen his face, bro. Oh my god, I can't wait to get this shit on film, bro.
Yeah, for real.
Oh my god, y'all should have seen his face. He's like, yeah, right, dude. So, totally.
Gnarly, dude.
So it's like the waters. It's like the waters separate the waters, dude. Like I feel you on that. Like if I'm going to go swimming right now, dude.
It's much.
Shit, maybe about 6 feet. Maybe I'll see what it feels like, dude. Shit, man. Maybe my mom swim, dude.
Yo, what?
Dude, that's it. Or maybe I come out like a baby again, dude. Maybe if I go down in the deep, I come out of a womb, dude. No, bro. What if you do? Like, what if you come out man. Like you are able to like swim down to the depths of the depths, and literally you come out a baby.
Well, that would, I don't know, Like, so you're saying like you would cleanse yourself?
No, you would come out of a womb, like a whole, like you would come out, that you would go deep. You would lose consciousness, like you would lose consciousness, and then when you wake up, you a whole baby. You done came out of a womb that was water.
Oh, that would be interesting. That'd be weird. I don't like. That's like your first. Like that's why you're crying. Is like, wait, like I was just living. Now I'm dead. But wait, I'm alive
Earth is
again.
A womb.
Stop it.
Earth is a womb.
I thought it was purgatory.
Earth is a womb. Earth is a womb.
For the next existence.
Earth is a womb. Yep. Well,
Gaia,
bro.
Gaia is like the Mother Earth.
You got Gaia, you got like there's so many names.
But it's like Mother Earth, you know.
So Great Mother. It's a whole that's a whole bunch of names.
Yeah.
Tiamat,
LMAFO. I'm just saying, man.
Oh, bro, you stupid. He said elephant and the party don't stop. Oh, bro, man, I'm Gucci, man.
All right.
That was good.
Well, thank you for anybody that ever listens ever.
Oh, man, thank you for real.
Yeah,
appreciate
for real.
y'all.
And so, yeah.
We'll see y'all next week.
That's right.